First off, we never said that. Nick does a pre-show thing and he says, don't say these words. And that's a white woman, by the way, who just dropped the hard R.
Hello all, Jace here. Today we're going to go over a little debate between Andrew Wilson and Desiree on the Whatever podcast. Things get a little heated, so let's go ahead and get straight into it.
Well, to be honest with you, you're a predator. I'm not.
Well, you're not a predator?
No.
What makes me predatory and you not predatory?
I don't go out seeking to hurt people. You do.
Who do I go out to seek to hurt?
Me.
How did I seek to hurt you?
You are seeking to show the followers that I am basically not worth living, not worth speaking, not worth breathing.
What are you talking about?
Not worth having an opinion. My opinion.
Well, if your opinion is bad, then yes, your opinion. So, look at
you are a very condescending person.
Try to juxtapose yourself. Put yourself in my shoes for a second, okay? Let us assume for a second that I had some knowledge. So
I was raised by your type.
Assume for a second. Well, they didn't raise you right, but assume for a second.
No, I just diverted to something else.
Okay, so anyway, back to this real quick. I was in the middle of talking. It's awful abusive of you to cut me off while I'm speaking.
It is.
I'm speaking.
I'm just giving you back your own medicine.
I'm speaking.
I'm giving you back your own medicine. I don't respect you.
I'm speaking.
I don't respect you.
I'm speaking.
I don't respect your thought process.
So anyway.
I literally don't respect your thought process.
Who cares what you respect?
Who cares what you respect?
I mean, do you want to have the
Why should I care about you if you don't give a shit about me? I don't give a shit about you.
You're just going to cut in while we're trying to talk?
Yes, if you don't give a shit about me, I'm going to show you what it feels like to have somebody not give a shit about you, but I'm not going to gaslight you and pretend like I give a shit. I'm just going to tell you I don't give a shit about your type.
Then there's the difference between
I don't give a shit about you. You're a piece of shit. You're only
between
here
the two of
because
us
your sex life sucks.
Okay, so that was fiery, and at the end of this little exchange, which the podcast cuts away from it, they don't show it, but apparently Desiree walked over to Andrew, lifted her dress and put her butt in his face. So what we're going to go over now is a little bit, couple hours back into the podcast, her explaining why she reacted the way she did. And then I've got some comments on that as well. But please stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to include a little clip of the craziest debate I've seen from Andrew Wilson, which is saying something.
I don't agree with how they portrayed me. That's all I'm saying.
How did we portray you?
Now, do you actually want to understand? Because I feel I have explained things so many times, and it's just like you don't want to get it.
Let me ask you a couple questions. Of all the things that you said tonight and on your previous appearance on the dating talk show, did I instruct you to say anything? Did I force you to say anything? What's there to think about?
It was... First of all, I am autistic. Legitimately. So
am I.
Okay, so you know how it goes. I saw you get very upset when we thought that there was a nip slip, and I could see in you, I'm just trying to have a point of connection of I can understand why there would be this kind of really reaction in you, because our autistic minds are on a mission. We got to get this done, right? My autistic self, and I'm not blaming you for this, but my autistic self was on a mission. I thought this was a particular situation I was getting into. I come here and it's not at all that situation I thought. So I'm already trying to switch gears. Okay, this is not gonna be what I thought. And then when that happened, just because I do have these certain sensitivities, okay, so I'm already off kilter, then that happened, and from there I was literally just mama bear, trauma responding, basically, what the fuck is going on? This is not what we thought it was, girls. This is a fight. They brought us to a fight. I'm simply saying that was what it was invoked in me, and so that wasn't my best self. That wasn't who I would want to portray myself, but I felt because...
So it's our fault you acted that way?
I believe you took a misstep in not properly vetting people who would have like PTSD symptoms, autism, different neurodivergences that would make a difference
Wait.
with how they're communicated with.
So just be clear, it's our fault you acted that way.
It is your fault for getting this deeply into personal topics with women and not vetting them psychologically.
You realize that we have, in a given week, we have 2 shows. We have typically, I mean, the panels tend to be between 8 to 10 people. You want me to do a psychological, which I'm not.
It could just literally be a couple questions. It could be like, do you have a history of PTSD, for example?
But then,
do
hold
you
on.
have
Wouldn't
any
that
mental
be-
disorders that are under
Brian
care?
wouldn't even be qualified to judge the measurement, even if they answered yes.
But I'm just saying, at least then you would have attempted to.
You do realize, hold on. Like Andrew said, I wouldn't be qualified to even make that assessment to begin with. And then secondly, if I barred all people who had any even perceived mental illness, then I would just simply, you'd probably attack me for not being inclusive and allowing people of different, who are not neurotypical. It would not be inclusive to only bring on neurotypical people.
I just thought it was very interesting how at the beginning of the show you made a big deal about like, does anybody have the black card? Can you say that?
Fuck, bro, are you fucking? First off, we never said that. Nick does a pre-show thing and he says, "Don't say these words," and that's a white woman, by the way, who just dropped the hard R. So okay, hold on. Let me redirect the conversation here. First off, disavow her saying that. To bring it back to you wanting me to do a psychological assessment of people. By the way, Nick does not say that. He says, don't use these words. And
Okay, guys, things got a little crazy there at the end. But you heard there, and I included it at the back end of that. Brian and his staff do not condone that kind of talk or use the usage of those kind of words. I will say, as ridiculous as Desiree's claims are, of, here's the reason I reacted the way I did is completely justified, because really, when you think about it, it's your fault. I mean, of course, there's no reason to try to use that kind of excuse for your own personal actions. I will say, and I'll include a link to the full podcast in the description, but there's a lot of points within this entire debate where Andrew Wilson he goads her, he mocks her. Neither one of them. I mean, Andrew stayed more even keel throughout the debate, but he goaded a lot of these reactions. And if you're wanting to have a substantive debate and try to get to a common thread, you're not going to do it by mocking people. And I think this kind of ties into the last little clip I'm going to show you, which was him having a debate with an atheist that just never even got started. But I'll let you guys see what happens on that one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you for the next one.
I guess, in essence, step 1, I remain unconvinced. Step 2, I need to be convinced, so I am no longer unconvinced. And step 3, but God not real though doesn't matter here. I've already granted it to still demonstrate just how stupid this ideology actually is. With that, I'll yield my time, and I'm happy to get into it.
Hey, James, I just sent you a message.
All right. We are going to kick it into an open discussion, so 50 minutes, and let's kick it.
No, I don't think so. I'm not going to sit here and dignify the preparation that I went through and what people were here for.
You're so indignant.
Keep interrupting me.
I am.
Okay.
You're so indignant.
Would the moderator like to step in so that I can finish what I'm saying?
Please, Matt. Please. How dare someone have an opposing worldview?
I'm not going to sit here and dignify what was supposed to be a debate about Christianity versus secular humanism, which one's better for the world,
Yes.
with someone who clearly showed up with an agenda that has nothing to do with that.
I just like
Someone who refers to trans people as deranged lunatics who will self-terminate if you dare to question them.
How am I wrong, Matt?
Someone who misrepresents a quote from a debate where I said I wouldn't make a law about 9-year-olds having sex being legal with respect to the 9-year-olds, not that I was in any way in favor of it and that I was actually opposed to it, which I addressed during that debate. But moreover, this is not remotely an honest interaction on the front of whether or not secular humanism is valuable. Because this, when he presented his position here, has nothing to do with secular humanism. From the get-go, it's all about me. Matt thinks, Matt thinks, Matt thinks. I'm giving what Matt thinks, what Matt thinks, what Matt
Matt's
thinks,
position.
what Matt
It's
thinks.
Matt's position.
I
It's Matt's
came in
position.
with the secular humanist manifesto. I came in with positions that aren't
They're your
just
positions.
that aren't merely my positions.
Oh, well, as long as multiple people hold the position, it
This
makes it
guy's
valid.
not serious, and I'm leaving. James, if you want a refund, you
Well,
let me
good
know.
day, sir. And I'll cover your refund, Mr.
Cool.
Matt.
He just said he'd cover my
I
refund.
would cover his refund.
No. Nope. Nope. This debate is over. Goodbye.